Hi, everyone. My name is Ethan. I'm a 16-year-old artist, and I'm a member of IntuiTeens. So I've been a member of IntuiTeens for the past 4 years, and it's at Intuit, the Center for Intuitive and Outsider Art. And so for those of you who don't know, outsider art is art by people who are self-taught, who typically do not make their art based on the mainstream art world, and have their own like personal, unique visions that inspire them to make this art. So at Intuit, we show a lot of artists that um, are typically ignored or underestimated and put value behind their work. And then also once a year, there's a teacher fellowship program, and there's a showcase that goes along with that, which showcases the work of students in grade school and middle school. And that was the first time that I ever saw my art shown in a professional museum setting. And so then I joined IntuiTeens, which I've been a part of for 4 years now. And when I think of IntuiTeens, I think it's really youth-led. And when I think of making an art space youth-led, I think about allowing teen programs or teen internships or any anything with teens in the space, and allowing teenagers to work on projects that have long-lasting impact on the space they're a part of. And what I mean by this is allowing teenagers to work on um, projects that represent the museum space as a whole. For me, it's as an Intuit teen, I work on projects that represent Intuit as a whole, and not just projects that represent my program, because then us teenagers start to feel less and less isolated from the space we're a part of. And so, for example, right now we're working on a Lollapalooza 10-foot by 8-foot art installation, and we started planning this a couple months ago. And I, with the help of my friend Skylar, who's also an Intuit teen, and then also some staff members who like know like the logistics and like if stuff will work, because a lot of my ideas are not achievable. But um, we kind of came up with this idea of what we wanted to put on this installation. And I brainstormed it, we talked about it, and we submitted it, and we got it approved. So right now, we are working on making this installation a reality. And we just, a couple weeks ago, led a teen-based discussion that was, what art did we want to put on this installation? What artists did we want to showcase? What elements did we want to put on there? And everything was teen-led. And then along with that, it's teen created. So this installation, which if any of you are going to Lollapalooza, hopefully you'll come by, is created all with teen art. It's painted by teenagers. It was conceptualized by teenagers with the help of staff. And so the reason I bring this up is whether I'm working on a big project like that that reaches thousands of people at a big event like Lollapalooza, or just doing workshops across the city of Chicago and having young people engage with outsider art. I think it's important that us teenagers are able to represent institutions and become the face of our institutions, and aren't just to be the face of the program we're a part of. And so, like I said, I suggested a lot of ideas, but it wasn't always that way. I think being a teenager, you always feel like your ideas are undervalued, or people won't care about them, or if they listen, then they won't be used. But I think over time, because I've been at Intuit for 4 years, so it took me like 2 years to get comfortable. But I think it really comes with being confident in yourself, and then also being in a space that respects teen artists, respects young artists in general, and then also shows that they will listen to our voice. So yeah.